Welcome to the Leadership Zone. I'm your host, Sheila Walsh, Leadership Development Specialist, Coach and Researcher. Does your fears of making a mistake as a leader or your desire for perfectionism get in the way of you making effective decisions? You see, when we're frightened of making mistakes, it means that we're already limiting our learning opportunities. And when we do that, we're probably more focused on managing and avoiding risk rather than leading. Because leading is future focused. It's about potential, opportunity, strengths, learning, movement. Whereas the fear of making mistakes holds many leaders back because the fear that we're going to be exposed or embarrassed or shown up or discovered, that somehow if we make this mistake, it's going to show everybody we don't know what we're doing. When the truth is that actually leadership to be effective requires you to make mistakes, but it also requires you to know how to repair mistakes quickly and how to differentiate between risk that has a heavy weight and risk that has a low weight. It also requires that you can understand the difference between a risk to the organization, the team, or the goal versus a risk or a feeling of threat to your own ego or sense of safety. If you're leading and the fear of mistakes or the desire to be perfect or perfectionism is getting in the way, then it is worth considering what kind of actions you can take to create an environment where learning is normalized, where shame isn't associated with mistakes. Instead, it's an opportunity for more learning. And you don't just do this because it will make you a more effective leader, which is true. It will. You will become more effective. You will make more effective decisions. You will act on what is good for the organization and the team rather than act from a place of fear, which is just keeping you going around in a circle, avoiding fear. To lead, we have to move somewhere. And if your main objective is to avoid mistakes and to practice perfectionism, then you're going to struggle to actually move forward. You might be busy, but you just might be going around in circles. But the other reason that this is important isn't just for your effectiveness, but when a leader demonstrates a fear of mistakes, demonstrates perfectionism, that trickles down into your team members. And that means that those in your charge, those that are working with you, will learn that it's not safe to make mistakes in this team or in this organization. They will learn that it's more important to avoid a risk than it is to move forward. And that will mean that their performance and productivity will be reduced as well. So when we think about leadership and we think about perfectionism and we think about the fear of making mistakes, we ultimately are talking about anxiety and how you as a leader, or I as a leader, regulate anxiety so that we can experience anxiety, regulate it, and still make informed and good decisions. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking that all sounds really great, where do I start? I think the starting point is acknowledging that you might need support to do this. Because mistakes and perfectionism are so closely linked to anxiety, our defenses literally will do everything they can to stop us taking risks that feel too risky to ourselves. And so there's a little bit of emotional intelligence to be developed, a little bit of self-regulation, and a little bit of self-support. Learning a new way of making sense of mistakes, perfectionisms, and managing anxiety. If this is a topic that you're interested in, you can always get in touch with me, either on my website or on my social media. The links are below. You can always pop me an email if you want to discuss how you might be able to move forward in this regard. Most importantly, though, you can sign up for my leadership letters, which are regular enough letters that go out via email to you to discuss particular topics of interest that are important to leadership development. So these aren't just a typical kind of marketing email. I intentionally ensure that there's a development opportunity in every single email I send out. And so by signing up, you can integrate leadership development into your day-to-day work by simply getting it every now and then and trying to integrate that suggestion into your work. Not all leadership development has to be an overhaul. It can also be integrated step by step in a timely manner. If you have any other questions, you can also get in contact with me. All the details below. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Leadership Zone. We can continue this conversation over on Twitter, and my Twitter handle is @SheilaWalsh1, or at LinkedIn, you'll find me under Sheila Walsh. To book a free consultation to discuss your leadership needs or the leadership development needs of your organisation, simply visit my website www.sheilawalsh.com and book a free leadership consultation. I look forward to hearing from you.